the Leroy Slava podcast. Conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. Okay, good morning, Dominique, Reeby. Episode 40. How are you, my sister?
Hey, I'm awesome. Thank you so much. It's so weird being on the other side because usually I'm the hostess with the mostest. Literally, I felt like being like, welcome, Leroy. But thank you so much for having me.
Let's get through you. You can ask me questions when we're done.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, as you mentioned now, I'm Dominique Reeby. You know, I am a brand and social expert for Estee Lauder companies. Going on a few years now. This is my 6th year with the company. And, you know, Leroy, I must say, I'm one of those few people that actually enjoy what they do. You know, I legit wake up and I'm like, yeah, today's going to be a good day because it's always something new, something interesting. And yeah, so I'm really, really, really excited to be here with you this morning. And thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it. And you know what's powerful? You said you enjoy what you're doing and you're happy to work, but you know that 95% of people hate what they're doing.
I know, and you know what?
Running for 40 years, doing something, and majority of your time is spent at work because you leave at 7 or at 6 and you come back at 5. So you spend more time at work than you do with your family, eh?
True, very true. And I mean, it might sound so cliche, but it's important to find what you enjoy doing, Leroy. You know, and if that enjoyment can give you money, that's what you should be doing. Because as you mentioned it, you're doing it for the rest of your life, you know. I mean, I'm still kind of fresh, if I would call it that, new in the game, in the industry. But I mean, from matric, as soon as I graduated high school, you know, I naturally just love playing with makeup. I did my own matric dance makeup. I mean, I went into different counters at Edgar's at the time.
I would like to see the photos.
I'll share with you.
You did a good job or terrible job in matric.
No, I promise you, Lyra, I looked so cute. I was one of those people that would go into an Edgar's counter and, you know, I didn't like the way that people did my face. So I thought, you know what, let me just experiment, you know, and do this myself. And picked up a brush, picked up lipstick, did it myself. And that's how the beauty bug bit me, you know, to a point where I worked in the retail environment, but I went to study further beauty. So if anything, just to share with you a little bit of my own background,
Dominique, I think we're moving too fast here. I think we jump straight into it. I still want to advertise and promote myself before we talk to you. I'm joking. So guys, as I say, a few people are logging on now. We are live. Happy about that. Tabiso, how's it? So guys, yeah, as I said, we got Dominique. You said it already, right? Brand and social media expert for Estee Lauder for over 12 years. So we're going to chat to her about the beauty industry, which is a 27 billion rand industry in South Africa alone. And growing, eh? And growing because, you know what's funny? I was at gym and another guy, now I'm shaving. I shave every day. I'm shaving my head. And now I've got beard, so I've got a little bit of a shiny moisturizer thing. Anyway, I'm putting it on. So he says, you know, if guys take so long, I wonder how long women take at gym, in the gym. So men are also getting into it now, right? So we all want to be younger, we all want to be prettier. Some of us have young wives. We need to stay young for longer.
For sure. Is your audience also more male, Leroy? Do you have a mixture of guests that join you on your show?
I think we have a mixture. I think, you know what, that's a good question, eh? It's a mixture. I've never really looked at is it more males, more females. I'm thinking with my looks, it should be more females, eh?
Could be.
So welcome, Dominique. So yeah, guys, comment. I can't see because we're on YouTube and because we're on Facebook and on my page. I can't see who's on here. So comment, say hi. If you do have any questions, pop it in the comment section for Dominique. Right, we'll take it as it comes, or we'll take it at the end of this. So I'm excited about this because this is this is an interesting industry, and I think and a growing industry, which I think more young girls and women are getting involved in.
For
So,
sure.
so yeah. So sorry, man, to stop you there. I just wanted to check out the website. By the way, check out the website, the www.leroyslava.com for investing and for if you want to learn about property. So yeah, I think we got the admin out the way there. So
See how
Dominic,
excited I am, Leroy. Like I just
I
was just
can
jumping in there. But
no, but that's good. That's good. That's good. So whoever hears it when it starts, they sort of gonna be into it because more people watch it afterwards than watch it live. Watch it live.
cool.
So
Yeah,
Dominique,
I
how
mean,
did you start? Because and I want to tell you why I'm asking this question because a lot of ladies or even guys are saying, "Listen, I don't want to go study. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. I don't want to be. I don't want to go and study accounting. I want to be a Instagram. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be a TikTok. I don't even know if you call it that, but I want to be a TikToker. I wanna I want to be like Dominique. So you need to tell us how you got started in the industry, and then I think later on we can go some of the successes, some of the challenges.
awesome. No, I mean, Leroy, it's interesting what you just said now because we're in a time where a lot of people want to pursue their passions. I think long gone are the days. It still might be a thing, but at the current time now, it's like you don't see so many people studying towards IT or studying towards HR. It's really wanting to pursue your passions, especially with the likes of, new age millennials and Generation Z. So Generation Z is what a lot of people are referred to, depending on the year that they were born.
Are you a
So
millennial or Generation
I'm a,
Z?
I'm, I'm a millennial. I'm a millennial, but I'm a new age millennial. I like to think that, I'm on the TikTok, I'm on the gram. I'm
Uh,
always trying to see what's trending, what's popping, what's hot, what's not. So I'm a new age millennial, and I'm part of that, like pursuing your passions and, being a lot more free spirited versus being in a rigid 9 to 5, because mom said you need to be a lawyer. That's what I'm going to study, kind of person. So for me, Leroy, I started out, after matric again, wasn't much money, for studying and stuff. So I needed to, find work. And naturally, I worked or I lived close to the Eastern Mall, and I just went to old school, hey, dropped my CV at an Edgar's, counters, a Truett's counters, just try to get any type of work because I didn't have much experience. So I legit started around the Christmas time, as a gift wrapper. So I used to gift
mm,
or wrap gifts during the
yeah.
Christmas time, and that was quite close to the cosmetic section.
This was
So,
Edgar's. Where was this?
say
Was this
what?
at Edgar's?
Edgar's, correct. Correct. Edgar's East Rand Mall. For anybody listening to this, if you're from the East Rand in Boxburg,
Mm.
that's in the East Rand of side. And, I legit started out wrapping gifts as a fresh, a matric graduate. And I thought to myself, okay, this is obviously not where I want to be or what I want to do with my life. But being so close to the cosmetic counter, I naturally was just drawn because it really just looks like this jewel of a space inside the store. The clothes it is what it is, but there's something about the cosmetic space because it smells so good just when you walk into it. So that's when the beauty bug hit me because there was just this natural spark or flare that I could do makeup. And the cosmetic manager at the time, so she also just saw something. She's like, no, come and work here. And that's how I kind of on the weekends got to play as a casual, play with makeup. And thankfully, well, not thankfully, I mean, I took out some student loans to, kind of pursue this passion that I have for beauty and, equip myself and get qualified in the industry. So I got a post grad in doing somatology. And long story short, it's, I got to work for really, really remarkable cosmetic companies. So when I graduated,
What's dermatology? Dermatology means what is?
somatology is the study of health and skincare. So
Nice.
it is the aesthetic way of looking at beauty, so cosmetics and like products, and then the anatomy and physiology of the body, where you do different types of massages, you do reflexology. So it's like the you actually get like a proper post-grad diploma from
Oh, nice.
somatology versus a normal certificate in makeup or in cosmetology.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
Yeah, so that's what I studied. I graduated in 2010, and as soon again, thankfully, because of that hard work and like hustle and bustle mentality of dropping my CV, I'd already established relationships. So when I
Okay.
was done with my studies, I connected with some of the area managers at the time, and I just got swooped up by L'Oreal Paris at the time. And that's how I ended up in the industry again. So I was very, very fortunate where I didn't really struggle for the longest time to find work. But I had built a network and like established a relationship where I was able to, get work. And then I moved to Eastgate. At the time, there was a retailer called Studderfoods. I don't know if you remember Studderfoods, Leroy, but
Start,
Studderfoods,
yeah, started with huge shops and it's no longer there. Yeah, I even forgot about them. They had
yeah.
huge shops, and the one at Eastgate was massive.
Yeah, and that's where that's and I was quite fortunate because in 2010 they had actually done a beautiful revamp of the department store. So they brought in
Mm.
prestige brands like Dior, they brought in Chanel, they brought in YSL, and L'Oreal had YSL under their umbrella, right? So L'Oreal's quite a big company where they've got a lot of brands underneath them. And that's where I worked for that account, and I was a permanent. So, when you think retail, and again, retail hours, I mean, anyone listening to this, I respect you so much because that's genuine, like hard work, Leroy. You work long hours. When you're chilling on a public holiday, people in retail are out there,
You
working
can't
that
sit, eh? You can't sit. You have
constant,
to be on your
constant,
feet.
constant.
Now tell me, Dominic,
100.
that's a quick. Do you have to be an extrovert? Like you got a bubbly personality, you're a people's person, you're out there, you can talk to people. If you're an
So
introvert, you think you can be successful in this? You think if you're more of a, you do a good job, eh? You know how to do your work, whatever, but you don't have that outgoing, bubbly, extrovert personality. Do you think you can be successful?
Leroy, very good question because naturally, if you are in a retail space or in a sales environment, you need to have a bit of a spunk to you.
Yeah.
You need to have charisma. So that definitely is a plus. If you're being interviewed by anyone and if you're going to be sitting there and be like, I'm so excited, to
Mm.
be here, like naturally, we can see that you're not going to be able to, consume or be able to
Yeah.
grab a consumer or engage with a consumer. So look, there's many facets to this industry. And I mean, just speaking from my experience, because I'm behind the camera, in front of the camera, in store, out of store, naturally, because of the role that I'm in, it just makes sense that I need to be
Yeah.
charismatic. I need to be outspoken. However, our industry has so many different, chapters to it as well. So if you are good in marketing, for example, you can actually sit behind a desk and just work on pulling product,
Yeah.
working on stock listing, working on pricing. So there's different, elements to the industry where you can play up your different strengths. But again, just speaking from my experience, because I come from
Mhm.
a retail background, I am face to face with a day-to-day consumer or customer. It makes sense because it's lights camera action or like hi welcome. You need to be quite woke and engaging when you connect with people. So if you're a people's person, this is definitely
Benefit.
industry to be in. But there is so many different chapters to the industry, as I said, that you can get yourself involved in.
So you started hustling. This was before. Was this before social media? Was this social media is about what 13 years? Facebook, what plus
So
minus?
around the
This
time, not as yeah, not as strong as it is now for sure. If
yeah,
anything, I think Facebook and MySpace were like the big cats back then.
yeah.
So Facebook was also just a platform. It was a personal platform, a personal space where you could just connect with friends. That is what Facebook was
Yes.
intended for. So
Mm.
you could just connect with people that you haven't seen in a while. And so it wasn't as big. Everything, even now, and at bricks and mortar is what we refer to as malls. So bricks and mortar is your actual shops, your
Yeah.
stands, your malls, your strip malls. So that is where the bulk of like the business was at. And yeah, that's where I played. It's just later on, social media just
Mm.
came
So you
with the
didn't
storm.
jump onto social media immediately when it came. Obviously, we were all on, but it was friends, right? As I said, it was
For
a
sure. For
it
sure,
was
for
a
sure.
quiet
I mean,
space.
absolutely, and it's grown so much more than that. So I jumped on it because a friend opened up account for me. She's like, okay, yeah, here's an email address, and I seldom, even now, like Facebook, I'm actually not that active since like I started following you,
I
but
saw you got like 1,000 friends on Facebook. On Instagram, you've got a lot.
bit more.
On
Yeah, yeah,
Facebook,
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't have much, eh?
yeah.
I didn't check your TikTok. I don't have TikTok, so I didn't know
So
how
TikTok, I've
to.
also look, I'm quite comfortable with Instagram, but being in the industry, I have to kind of spread myself all over, and
Mm,
and understand how each of these platforms work. And Leroy, an interesting and a very important thing that people don't understand is that these platforms is like a CV. It's your brand. It's who you are. So
that's
social
powerful.
media,
Say
Facebook,
that again.
social media is
Hmm?
your CV, right?
Social media is your CV. So not
Social
your
media is
traditional
your
two,
CV.
three pages that says hobbies, watching stars and old movies.
Well,
So
no, in a
that's
form it
interesting.
is, Leroy, because when you presented your CV, you did write those things, but social
Yeah.
media is just a digital version of that.
Mm,
So immediately when I look at your Facebook and I see pictures with your daughter, with your wife, with you socializing with your friends at a bar, in a club, on a picnic, it just gives me as a brand, a feel of who you are and who you really are, right?
mm,
So, and it plays a very, very important part in your day to day, because a lot of people tend to comb their hair, put on their best shirts, and go to an interview and portray one side of themselves.
yeah.
But when you look at your CV, you actually need to put in your handles as well, right? And it needs to be something short, sweet. It can't be LEROY SLAVA at 3265 underscore 769Z. Like, it
Uh,
needs to be easily accessible. So
Companies
I
ask
can
for that, so they put it in there. I haven't gone for an interview in a long time, but um,
it's a
so that
requirement
needs
now.
to be in your CV, guys. So I think that alone is powerful. If you got something, get a notepad and a pen. Here, she's giving us good nuggets here. That
For
your
sure.
social media is your CV. Write that down. It's important what you put on your social media, because if you got, let's say you got racist comments, or you got um or you drunk every weekend and it looks stupid, and you come to a company and they see that, listen, on Sundays this guy is this guy is out till 12 o'clock every Sunday, then probably he's not the right person for us.
Because you're going to be
I
calling sick on Mondays, most likely.
sure. So that's interesting, eh?
Yeah. So, Leroy, if anything, it's important to look at your social media platforms and do a proper cleanup. So again, if it's you chilling with the hubbly bubbly, but you want to promote, a health and safety type of establishment, then
Mm,
naturally we're going to look at you, be like, that doesn't make any sense. If you're selling health insurance, but you're smoking hubbly bubbly, like it doesn't add up. So certain things, and even with Instagram, for example, if you want to still show the side to yourself, you actually have like a close friends group that you can, showcase. And yeah,
but
so it's not completely out to the whole world.
you see, that's the challenge with social media. And then, Dominique, then it becomes a lie. Then social media is not actually the real, and that's the thing. Social media is not real life, because we all putting up a show, we
A
all putting
friend.
up a front, we all look the prettiest, we all have the nicest pictures, we all go out. When you're sitting at home with your things, we don't take pictures of that and nothing's happening. We only take pictures of climbing mountains and looking at your pictures and looking into nothing, and and everything looks
Because
perfect.
I know, but Lyra, that's the brand that I want to portray. That is the brand that I want to put, because everybody wants to put their best foot forward. It's the same thing when
Mm,
you're in a relationship with someone.
yeah.
Naturally, you want to put up a profile that shows a good side to you, and only once you have your engagement at an optimal level where people are now commenting and liking and showing interest in you, that's it. Everything is subjected to how much you want to share. But now
Mm,
remember, because I'm in a public eye, I'm on social media, there has to be like a certain way that I portray myself that makes it appealing to a consumer. So
mm,
again, I have to really make sure that I filter through everything that I say, everything that I do. But still, for me personally, I try to keep it still 100% authentically real.
yeah.
Lyra, to the point where when I speak about products, it's for me personally, if I haven't tried it, I can't speak about it, right?
Mm.
Because I can't give you a first-hand experience as to what it will do for you. But I know naturally people just want to see, because it makes you also feel good. I mean, if you want to watch a movie and it makes you feel good, it makes you feel a certain way, that is what you're going to be drawn to. So that's what social media is. It is a bit scary because you don't really know what you're getting and you might be swindled.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw too much shade into the one platform, but it is that thing. And only once you have your close community, that is when and it's all subjected to yourself, how much you are prepared to share. So I can't really speak too much about what you want to show, but the thing is, if you want to grow yourself, if you want to grow your brand, grow your portfolio, you need to keep it transparent, keep it professional, keep it clean. And that's how you're going to engage with people and potentially make money, and get people to trust you. That's an important part. So if you just want to be this perfect person that doesn't do anything wrong, the level of trust is not going to be 100%. Because
And
I
people
don't
see
really know
it,
how
eh?
true is this. Say
And
again?
people see it to say, listen, Leroy today is trying to do this. That's not him. You don't even look comfortable in all of these things. So as you said, keep it clean, but keep it authentic.
100%. And
Keep
that's
it
what I'm about.
keep it authentic. Right. So what does a day looking for a brand and social media expert for Estee Lauder? Now, Estee Lauder has been around a long time. I'm not gonna say I know a lot about the beauty industry. Um, I just, but I know my mother and them used to use it, right? My sister and it's been there for a while. Like I know Estee Lauder. I know the other one, L'Oreal. These are the ones that that your mothers and them. So it's been around for long, eh?
Yes. I
One of
mean, this Estee Lauder speaking to 1946, the brand was established. But the likes of Elizabeth Arden, the likes of Revlon, just throwing out some
yes,
names, they have been
Avon,
around.
Avon that came in those
Avon!
boxes. Remember those boxes? I used to deliver Avon once upon a time. I had a couple of buckies doing deliveries, and I used to deliver Avon. It was a terrible job, but yeah.
You see, you already know. Oh my word, Leroy. Yeah, no. And I mean, Avon specifically has that thing about door-to-door sales person. They don't really believe in bricks and mortar that much. So for
Mm.
them, they wanted, they love that personable, having a consultant and then using that consultant to share products with other people. So again, because I work for Laura, I've worked for Clarence, I've worked for L'Oreal. The companies have been around for a long time and they've established other brands as well underneath the umbrella. So for those of you listening and watching, I mean, you would wear your colognes, and a lot of these brands are established by these bigger companies like Estee Lauder. So Estee Lauder, for example, we've
Mm.
got MAC Cosmetics, we've got the likes of
Okay.
Tom Ford, we've got
Yo.
Clinique, we've got Bobbi Brown, we've got Smashbox. So there's a lot of brands that has been accumulated over the years. That's what makes
Mm.
Estee Lauder companies what it is today. So you
Sure.
can, if you
That's
see these brands, there's so many different, companies within a company that you can work for.
yeah.
So Estee Lauder is not just Estee Lauder on its own. It's got
Mm.
all these other brands under the umbrella as well.
Okay. Interesting. Thanks for sharing that. And what does your day look like? Right? Brand and social media. What do you start? What do you do? Do you go in? Is it studio? Is it all glamorous, just makeup and photos and and Cape Town and Santon apartments? And
So
is it really like that?
So, Lyra, I'll give you both sides of the coin. If I'm not on podcasts, Facebook, YouTube Lives with Leroy Slava, then I am working on, content. I
Mm.
am sitting in on meetings, So for me, I'm quite fortunate because as I said, well, as I started, I really am fortunate to be doing what I'm doing because it is a girl's dream to get to play with fragrances and makeup and all these things. So for me, naturally, because we try to keep things fresh and relevant, every 6 months, we're always looking to innovate ourselves, bring new product forward, just to keep things, interesting. So the important thing about a brand is we need to know who you are as a brand. As I said to you, social media is, your CV. Who are you as an individual? So Estee Lauder, for example, is known for skincare. So, for example, there's products in there that we are known for. If you have a problematic dehydrated skin, there's that one product that we punt every single day, every single month We promote over and over and over because that's the DNA of our brand. And then everything else in between, we always try to keep it fresh and to recruit new people. Remember, we've got old people that are dying off and new people that are, coming of age, that are now able to buy cosmetics, that are able to connect with the brand, that are in different phases in their life, from school to varsity, now exploring with different products. So for me, a day in my life is pretty much looking at our launches. So as I said to you, twice a year, we have new launch trainings or seminars, and we work towards, acquiring informations. We get all our training material, we get all our presentations together, we get, from the different markets around the world, and people that now present product to us, they'll be like, okay, this is what our scientists have been working on. Here's a new face cream, it does A, B, and C. This is all you need to know about it. So we sit through those presentations and we're like, actually, that product might work for our market. We take that on and see, how do we sell this and who is it for? So all the information that we get, we now need to present it to our audience. So remember, it's a global enterprise, right? This is a global industry.
Yeah.
And, we need to see what is relevant to us. So for me, a day-to-day basis is looking at the different products, but working towards these new launches. So when I've got the product here, I also get to experiment with it and, put it on my face and see how it wears, so I can actually see from first-hand experience, does it do what it says it's going to do?
Does it
Yes.
say that? That was my question, because like in every industry, you get bad accountants, you get good accountants, you get terrible lawyers, you get good lawyers, you get bad politicians. I'm not going to say you get good ones because they're very few, but in every industry there's good actors and there's bad actors, right? And some of these products will say, listen, in less than 10 days you will
see this.
you will see this, or you will see that. And I look, I can't tell you, I've not used much of it, so I can't tell you whether these things are true or not.
Yeah. But
What
where
are they? Do most of them do what they say they do?
if I could speak for the likes of Elizabeth Arden, a Revlon, an Estee Lauder, a Clarins, brands like that do the groundwork, they do their homework, and that's why they're still standing.
Yeah.
So
That's
brands
good.
that said, if you've got pimples and this will remove it in 2 seconds, where are those brands now? They're not anyway. So it's important for me, again, going back to my day to day, we actually sit with like surveys. So we receive what we call marketing samples. So when we launch a product or we receive a product, everybody in the office gets to experiment it, whether it's a foundation, a lipstick. So if the lipstick says it's matte proof and it's going to last you 8 hours, when we
Yeah.
receive that marketing sample, I put it on and wear it throughout my day and see how it performs. And because the company that we work for, we invest a lot of time and money and effort, we are not going to put a product forward if it's not going to do what it says it's going to do. So naturally, if you want to tarnish your name and put something false claims there, you're going to sell a couple of things, but you're going to lose customers because they're going to be like, hey, you're not saying what the product is supposed to be doing. And in our times now, Leroy, because again of social media, people aren't even listening so much to brands anymore. They're listening to what other people are saying about your brand. So that's where rates and reviews come in. So when you go on Takealot and you look at a camera, I'm just giving you a silly example, but if you look at a product, you actually want to see what other people are saying about that product. Does it do it? And it's not even the company, because we used to do that. We used to market and say, this lipstick will last for 10 hours. But I'm just saying that because I want to sell it to you. Once you've sold it to someone, what is that actual consumer saying about, what is that customer saying about the product? So for me, a day-to-day basis, so for me, I get to experiment that, and I need to be that voice for the customer before we put it onto the shelf to say, this is actually what the product says it's going to do. So I get to play with products. I get to experiment with products. I get to be in our warehouse and fight with the DC, our distribution center, to say, where's my product? I'm supposed to launch it on this date. And I've got sleepless nights because it's not here yet, and I've only got 2 days, and I've got to like pack product and send it off to Cape Town and to Durban. So I'm also sometimes with boxes in tackies and like shorts and track suits. So it's not always glamorous. But I do the behind the scenes as well with these launches and just make sure again our retail staff is up to standard and up to date with the product that we're going to be launching or presenting to them.
So are you the brand and the social media and the model? Are you the model as well? Are you both?
So newly so, Leroy. I was a lot more behind the scenes.
Because I was
Like
looking at Instagram last night. I was like, okay, this looks like model. Um, so I wasn't sure. Are you the brand expert, the social media, and the model?
so the spotlight just found me. I didn't ask for it. Nah,
Exactly.
I'm being 100 with you,
Oh,
okay? But I work on the brand, and again, because as I mentioned to you, from a product point of view, from a training and development point of view, that is like the foundation of where my work ethic is at. But recently, because COVID hit us, and a lot of our space, a lot of our companies, a lot of our stores was in a mall environment. A lot of doors had to be closed, and a few people were retrenched, and we really had to kick into sixth gear with our online business. So they called on everyone. I mean, everybody in the company, they said, look, guys, everybody actually is an influencer in this brand. You guys, you get allocated a certain amount of products. It's important that we promote from every chair. That's literally what happened. And I also thought, hey, okay, let me put my camera on, let me speak about our product. And I kid you not, like overnight, it just happened where people were just engaging with me on a day-to-day basis. So the brand looked and they were like, okay, Dominique, you've got a friendly face and you've worked in a retail environment, so you're comfortable speaking to people. We want to put you forward to be part of our social media, you know, virtual selling team, if we can call it that. So that's how I fell into that. I kid you not when I say I fell into that. But I was that behind the scenes from my retail days. When I worked for Loda, I was the behind the scenes girl working on launches and trainings and stuff like that. So the social media thing is pretty much like a 2.5 year stint because of lockdown and COVID that happened.
wow. It's amazing what happens, right? Out of a crisis, there's always new opportunities that come up, eh?
For sure.
Um, and so now, what happens with the? Because normally we would go to Edgar, so we would go to Truwords, or we would go to whatever. Now we're out of a state of disaster, and so now we go online. So we see you. There's probably is there a link that says go there, and we buy everything online, because you could go into a store and test it.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, if you go to www.esteloda.co.za, there is people that can consult you online. So if you go onto that page, there's actually like a chat box, like a customer service box, right? If you click onto it and if you scroll onto the brand and you look at the different products that you want to purchase or get, you can actually get somebody that can consult you on certain products. So virtually, it's pretty much the exact same thing if you were in store. The only thing is you don't physically get to try out the product,
Yeah.
right? So if you go on to even Instagram per se, and you see my face and I'm promoting a different product, naturally that same link will also be in the feed or in the caption, and it will always direct you back to the brand per se, where you're able to explore and to try different products. However, our stores, Truwords, Woolworths alike, that is also still available, so you can still have the option of going between the two to try out the actual product, especially if you want to try it in. But again, online is more for like a replenishment, if anything. So if you've experienced the product in store and you like it, online is a nice way of just seeing, like, am I using it the right way, or using it as a replenishment option of getting your product again and again.
Sure. Thanks, Dominique. Now, Dominique, for someone that's starting, let's say someone, as I said, young girls don't want to be. Let me not generalize. Some probably, but right. Say want to start a podcast, they want to be on Instagram, and they say, "Listen, I want to follow in your footsteps." Where would someone start? Where would someone
So
start? Because you started with CVs at a mall. now we're opening up, so you can probably still do that, but now obviously it's probably become, to get yourself out there, it's probably a lot easier now with the social media and all these online platforms. What advice would you give someone, and let me not say someone that's coming out of matric, let me say even 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds are saying, listen, I want to do this. Everyone is on these platforms nowadays.
Yeah.
How do we
So,
start?
Leroy, it's important to understand what is your niche. What are you
Mm.
good at doing? If you're good at cooking, if you're good at doing hair, if you're good at doing makeup, I'll use makeup as a platform because I'm comfortable speaking to that. So, as I said to you, social media is your CV.
Mm.
It's important that what you portray on social media speaks to what you are good at and what your niche is. So, if you look at Instagram, that is more of Instagram was just all about imagery when it started out, right?
Yeah.
TikTok is more video, so it's quick advertising, 10 seconds. What are you about? What does it do? What is the result? Instagram is imagery. They're trying to do the whole reels thing because they see what it's doing with TikTok,
Yeah.
but Instagram is imagery. So, what is your niche? If you're good at makeup, do makeup. If you're good at it, post it. Make sure you've got good lighting. Make
You're
sure
good at
you've got
makeup. I say that again. If you're good at makeup,
if
do
you're
good
good at
makeup.
makeup, that is what your feed needs to show. You can't have one picture of makeup, say you're a makeup artist, and then everything else is about flowers, food, and pottery. It
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Because that as brands, that is what we're looking at foremost, first and foremost, right? And I'll give an example again. If you want to be an influencer, it's the same thing. We're always looking for micro and macro influencers for the
Okay.
brand. So macro influencers is your celebrities that have millions and millions of followers. We will sign a contract with them and say, look, for the next year, we provide product for you. We sign $1 million check for you, and you just need to be the face of our brand,
Mm.
right? And with micro, so the micro influencers is if you've got between 3,000 and 5,000 followers, even if you've got 1,000 followers,
Mm.
but if you've got a following of people that regularly show up, and the fact that you say, look, guys, I went to Discim and I bought this, I tried it out. This face mask is supposed to, make my pores a little bit reduced. And, once I put my makeup on, this is the result that I get. So we look at that kind of engagement as well. And if we see that there's a consistent amount of flow,
Yeah.
what you are saying and what you're providing, people are actually listening to what you have to say, we'll come to you as well and say,
Mm.
it's important that we want to seed you with these products. So seeding is giving you product
Not
and
paying
you
you.
promote, talk about the product and it's for free. Hey, you don't, you, we, depending on the agreement that we have. So
Mm.
if you also take the product and we see, okay, you posted about this product, you got a few people asking you about it and it generated into sales, we'll take that and be like, actually, you know what? We can then give you an offer code. So we're going to
Mm.
give you more product. And if you, use this offer code, tell people, and it's a smart way of promoting it because people don't really want to feel like they're being sold to, right? You
Okay.
want to see what will this do for me? How will this benefit me? It's not hardcore selling anymore. So
Yeah.
if you're starting out and you want to be a makeup artist, naturally we see that, okay, you're talking makeup, you know everything, you're living makeup. We could seed your product. And if there is like a good steady flow, we could then give you an offer code. So when you still talk about our products and you link an offer code to that, and I'm sure, if you're listening, you'd see some people do that, be like, hey, if you do get this product, here's my offer code when you purchase it and you'll get a discount.
Ah,
And
I see
that's
that.
how people make their money. And that's how people make their
Oh,
money.
so they make the money on the sale. So let's say they sell 20 of it, they'll get 10, 20% of whatever sells.
100%.
Okay, that's
Exactly
interesting.
that.
I never knew
Exactly
that.
that.
I was always wondering, because I know the influencers get paid, but I don't know how they get paid.
No,
I
they
don't
get
know.
paid
The
with
big
that
ones,
offer.
obviously, and the Casper Novests and them, they sign with
Yeah.
Samsung, they get
Yeah.
that.
No, the macro influencers, we just sign contracts with them because they speak for themselves. They don't have to prove themselves.
Yeah.
I'll give an example. Like Pearl Tusi was an influencer for us for Mac. So we gave her quite a lot of money to speak about Mac because naturally she's influential. She's a beautiful person. She's got a beautiful face. So when she just puts on a bronzer, naturally people are going to think, oh, if I put this on, I'm going to look like Pearl Tusi. not an actual fact, but that's, that's the kind of enticement that's around it.
Yeah.
But with micro influencers, you kind of have to work yourself up a little bit more. So if you want to invest in yourself, naturally you could buy, products from a discount store or from an
Mhm.
Edgar's store yourself, and then promote it and be like, actually, I'm wearing this, lipstick at the moment. I've had it on for the longest time. And if people say, wow, that's very pretty, where did you get it? And then you tag us, it could build up to a
Mm.
point where you become a micro influencer. We give you an offer code, and yeah, depending on how you generate sales, you make a bit of money off of that offer code. So it'll be like, O1 Leroy. If you use O1 Leroy, and every time
Mm.
people purchase online and they use O1 Leroy for their discount, we'll say, okay, Leroy, you managed to accumulate, 3 or 4 sales from that SPF that you used, and that's how you make your money.
Okay, cool, guys. So there you have it, eh? There, I learned something. Micro and macro influencers, eh? So if you're gonna
Correct.
start something, you start promoting something that you're passionate in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is mine or be property, makeup, whether it be flowers, whatever it is, and then you just start promoting it, and you don't get paid in the beginning. Eh?
No,
You
Leroy,
actually
it's a
pay to
lot
get
of
yourself
groundwork.
out of
It's
there.
it's a
Nothing
lot
is
of
simple.
groundwork. But like I said to you, and you mustn't be intimidated to think like it's an oversaturated. No, if you have people that know and trust what you do and say, you will grow your own community, and it won't happen overnight.
But
That
I
is
want 1 million followers by the end of this month.
it's
It's
not
not happening.
realistic. It's
Not
not
realistic.
realistic. Not at
Even
all.
on
Not
social media. So
look.
there's no get rich quick thing. Not even in this.
Well, you know what, Leroy, flip. I don't want you to hold me to this, but with TikTok, it's a whole different game. So now
Mm.
with TikTok, you can get 1 million followers overnight, and that happened to me, right?
You got a
I
million
have,
followers.
I well, not 1 million followers, not 1 million followers, but I grew like on Instagram. As I said to you, social media isn't new; it's a 2-year thing for me, right?
Mm. Everyone's figuring it out together.
Everybody's figuring it out together. So for me, I posted a silly video where I used like some sarcastic slur, and I had a product in my hand, and that got over 13 million views,
Oh
right?
wow.
And naturally, people were drawn to, okay, like this is funny, but what are you using? So
Mm.
it can happen. It's fickle. It's a fickle industry when I say that, because realistically, you can't get 1 million followers overnight.
Yeah.
But by any like spring of luck, if you do
Mm.
post something, you can get a video that goes viral. So I don't know if that makes sense in terms
Yeah.
of
It does make sense. So but it has to be, you have to keep doing it. Everyone's not gonna get that one. So if you keep doing it, you don't know which one is gonna be that one.
exactly. You need to
That's
be
gonna get
consistent. With anything,
right.
Lyra, you need to be consistent as well. So again, people trying to
A five
aspire to
minute
get in
video.
the industry.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I put a 5 minute video on TikTok once. No one watched it. I read and I saw and I left. I saw that your maximum time is 5 minutes, and I put a 5 minute video on, and it's too long. Eh? No one watched it. You have to. It's like quick things, and I was like, yeah, this is too much work. Eh? Editing and doing these short videos. I'm never gonna get the time to do this.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it is a big part of investing in yourself.
mm,
And we are in a space again where it's all about instant gratification. So if your video doesn't capture me in the first 3 seconds, I'm gonna
yeah.
scroll up. So yeah, I mean, I've just recently also been, trained on TikTok. So I'm a certified TikTokian in
Is
terms
it?
of understanding the
Do
platform.
a class there for us, man. Do a class, guys. Dominique should do a class, a half an hour Zoom class, guys. ABC, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever else there is out there, Twitter. Do that. Why don't do that for us, please?
I could. I mean, I'm all here about like teaching and reaching. So it is something that I could easily put together because especially again, I love the fact that you've got this platform, Leroy, just in terms of inspiring people and getting entrepreneurs to get them going. So with everything, it will take a bit of time, practice, investing in yourself, tweaking here and there. But
Mm.
consistency is key, if anything. And yeah, we can
And
talk.
looking silly in the beginning.
I know, and TikTok is so much more. It's not just for kids. It's becoming like a business
Yeah,
right now. Hey, it's also
yeah.
a billion-dollar industry right now with people promoting themselves and brands ourselves alike. We've also got pages open now on TikTok, and it's a great way to promote yourself. So yeah, don't ever take that for granted. So yeah.
Awesome stuff. Dominique, I think we got a few guys. If you have questions, we only got a couple of minutes left. Time has gone quickly, eh?
I
We only got
know.
a couple of minutes left. I see we got one or two, but so pop it in quickly. What does the future look like for Dominique? The next 6 months, 5 years, 10 years. I don't know if we can go 10 years. 10 years is so this world is so unpredictable. I don't even think you can plan what is going to happen in the next 10 years. I don't know. What are your goals? What does the future look like? Where do you want to see yourself in the next couple of years?
So, Leroy, I'm actually quite excited. I literally last week received some news that I was invited by our company in New York. So, we are an American based brand. So, they invited me just this coming June. From the
Mm.
11th to 19th, I'll just be there for a week, but they invited me to New York City, right?
Hey,
And
Charo?
to spend time with them. And it's a first of its kind. So it's an Estee Lauder X program. It's an elite program where
Mm.
they'll be taking us through and developing our skills, from a social and brand point of view. So I'm very, very excited. So that's what
Oh,
I'm
that's nice.
focusing
Well
on
done,
right
man.
now.
Well
Trying to get my visa. Like it's crazy how the backlog of COVID has affected that, but I know in God, like I trust that He will provide and open that door for me. So in the
done.
next month or so, in June, as I mentioned, I'll be going to New York, rubbing shoulders with the best in the industry,
Mm.
from like our directors to our executives, social media experts. So I'm really, really excited for that opportunity because I think when I come back, look, in our country alone, just South Africa and sub-Saharan Africa, there's over 1,000 consultants. And
Mm.
for me just to spend time with them and impart what I've learned will also be a huge undertaking. As I mentioned to you, social media, it's such a huge platform for us now. And I want to start cultivating a lot of micro influences of my
Mm.
own. So that is my next plan for the next couple of months. I'm eagerly awaiting what that next project will bring. And I kind of steered down the whole starting my own cosmetic company, my own business. That's still in the pipeline. It is really a far-fetched dream that I hope to see realized one day. But currently I'm in such a happy place. I'm in such a beautiful spot, with the
Mm.
Estee Lauder family. I legit have an Estee Lauder family that I get to work with on a day-to-day basis. So I want to just see where this takes me. And the fact that this opportunity has approached to my front door, I want to open up
Mm.
that door and see what it has to offer.
That's amazing. Hey, well done and congratulations. I think what we should do, what you can do if you want to, when you're there, we can jump on for half an hour and say, listen, I'm here. This is what's happening here. This is New York. This is the whatever is there. And then this is what I'm learning, guys. And this is new. This is what's happening. That'll be cool. Right?
Yeah,
Will
for
you be able
sure,
to do
for sure. I'm gonna document that experience. Don't you worry about it, for sure.
that? And so
um,
things are just happening. I like how things are you saying that because of COVID, everyone became an ambassador for the company, and then because of that, you became a model, and now, and this also just happened. So praise God, eh? It's amazing
all
how,
the time. All the
eh?
time. Yeah, for sure. I never, ever, ever would have thought in my wildest dreams that this would have happened as well. As I said
Mm.
to you, I was behind the scene packing boxes, shipping things off, to people across the country. And a part of my job still, has that. aspect to it. But yeah, just the fact that I was consistently showing up, I was putting my best foot forward, I was keeping it authentic and real, uh, landed me up in this very position, which I'm very, very grateful for.
That's great advice there, guys. I hope some of you took that. And I think, yeah, so opportunity dances with those who are already on the dance floor, hey? Opportunity needs to
Yay!
find you busy. Needs to find you doing something, eh?
Yeah.
While you're waiting for your house doing nothing, it's not going to find you. So, Dominique, thank you. I think you shared powerful nuggets here that we can take. Guys, I hope you took some notes. Let's just see what there's a few comments here. Zendile says great things come from humble beginnings. Thank you, Zendile. Okay, she just tagged someone else to watch this. Jamie Cupido says SM, that's social media, used today by many firms to build a social profile or conduct a background check of applicants. And some applicants do not realize it until they are told in the interview. I think that
Mm.
this is why anonymize their profiles using fake names. I think that's why people anonymize their profiles using fake names. Okay, that's good. Influencer marketing. Thanks, Jamie. Yeah, so that's good stuff, eh? So when you go, let us know so we can jump
I
on
will.
quickly, and then we can do another quick live, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Yeah, here's this building, here we are, there's Sean, Buddy, Puffy, whoever. So thanks for
No, for
being honest.
sure. I mean, on Instagram, I am Dominique, I am. So, anybody listening or watching, you can follow me on that platform, Dominique, I am, or on TikTok. It's a new, platform I'm also kind of playing around, which is at Reeby. Yeah, so I will bring you lots and lots of content to come.
Donkey, sister. Donkey. So you know what? I've actually had so many of your family members on here. I was thinking last night, I've had Cyril Reeby on. I've had Brandon Isaacs on. And on the other side, I've had Leston Mutsepe. I've had
Yes.
Virgil. The only people I'm short now is some Chosin and Max. And I think I'm outside. Then I'm done with you guys. Then I'm done. Then I'm like, let's put this family aside. Let's move on to a new family now.
But we love
Who are
you,
you?
Leroy. We love you. Thank you for putting us out
So,
there.
so thanks for joining us. I think that was good, man. It was encouraging. I think a lot of people are going to benefit from them because most people want to do this, but we don't know where to start. And it seems like anything else in the beginning, it's a bit of a grind. It's a bit of
Mm.
getting yourself out there, putting in the work, putting in the effort, and then being authentic. And then, yeah, if you keep going, you might end up in New York, eh?
Who knows?
No,
For
who
sure.
knows? Who knows? Who knows? Any last words, Dominique,
So,
before I
just from
let
my
you
side,
go?
thank you again, just for giving me a seat at your table, Leroy. I mean, I know we're in completely different industries alike, but I feel like one hand can always wash the other, and we never know, how our paths can directly or indirectly affect each other. Even with your audience watching here today, I thank you for the opportunity. Do not take this for granted or lightly. I was so excited when I came on, and I still am excited when I'm about to jump off. And yeah, thank you for this. And I actually would love to watch this recording or listen to it and share it with all my loved ones again, because it's so important to share what we know with our youngsters of today, just to keep the hope alive for everybody out there. And I'm all about growth and opportunity. So thanks for this. Thank you so
Yeah, no,
much.
thanks for joining. It's a small audience now, but we're growing it to a huge platform where we have conversations with entrepreneurs that inspire and experts to admire. Right, and we've
Hmm.
got an expert here, we've got an entrepreneur in Dominique, and we're excited. And we come from the same place, eh? Do you know that we used to stay next to each other in Geluksdal, by the way? It was our house. My mother's on Yondoma. He's from Chosa Doctor. My mother said all the best in your endeavors. There's Ma, this from Chosa Doctor. So it was our house, and then it was Rian and them, and then it was your house
I
in
don't
Geluksdal.
remember that, but I believe so.
Yeah. Oh, how old were you when you moved out of Geluksdal?
I was four. I was 4 or 5.
I was
It's
about
pretty,
11 or 12, yeah. So
yeah.
that's okay.
Small world. And
So
see, here
all the
we
best.
are.
Here we are. Eh? So I think you've encouraged people, and I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna download it. I'll share it with you. I'll share it to your platforms. And guys, remember to check out the website, my new website. If you want to invest in property, if you want to learn about it too, there's the website www.leroyslava.com. And next week we're coming. I'm gonna do a live at a property with Takane. I've got a couple of lives, guys. People are buying deals. People are buying properties. What are you doing? It's a good question to ask yourself. Eh? Dominique's going to New York. What are you doing? Eh? Think about it. Think about it. God bless you. See you next week. Thanks, Dominique.
Thank you, Leroy. Bye.
Don't jump off. Let me just end the broadcast.